Clip, and then I'll talk from there.
All right, you got it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
You need to be learning at least one major cloud provider if you have aspirations of working in cybersecurity, whether it's AWS, GCP, or Azure. And the reason why I say this is because as a security analyst or engineer, it is your responsibility to protect the company's asset, whether it's on-prem or in the cloud. And if you don't understand how the cloud services are working or how they're being managed, then you're not going to be able to protect the company to the best of your ability. And a lot of times you're probably going to help manage that infrastructure as well too, especially if you're a security engineer, because if you're using AWS, for example, you need to make sure you're collecting all logs through AWS, which you're going to probably use CloudTrail to do that. Within CloudTrail is picking up all the API calls and requests from all the different services that AWS uses. So that means you need to understand all those services, what it does, and what those events mean. So yeah, you need to learn a cloud provider.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. It's been kind of a brutal weekend. I've been hearing some words on different podcasts, and I've been like, are you serious? And so I've just been keeping my voice low and not being talking because it's, I'll let my students talk for me ultimately in the end, because kind of like what International Quiet Storm just said in the chat, my students their salaries could torture some of these guys who are my detractors. And I know this. I got over 50 guys earning an additional $100,000 a year each. I got that's a minimum. I got guys well like over 150, over 200,000 in additional salary compared to where they were 2 or 3 years ago before they started my class. And so when people are talking, I'm just like, yeah, I don't think you know what you're talking about, because you weren't in the class, you weren't putting in the work, you were on the street talking BS, and you're the problem in the community. You're not a part of the solution. The guys on the panel, the guys who attend conclave, the guys who are putting in the work, they're a part of the solution, not you. And so I get a little angry about it. I just go take a walk, go play with Chewbacca, and let it go. Just let it keep on going high. So what the gentleman just said there was entirely correct. This is, I'll show you one of the books that we use in the class. This is AWS Certified Associate Guide, Developer Associate Guide. If you take the class, this is free for you. We give it to you for free. And we make you use Udemy. We make you use a lot of different resources, and everything is hands-on, and we make you work. And basically, the way I look at it is, you and me we're in Japan, and I got to get you into the office, because if you don't get into the office, you gotta lose your visa, like me. So you gotta know what you're doing, because it's a hard level. There's a certain level actually getting that job, and we're going for 6 figures because it's Tokyo and things ain't cheap here. We got to eat, and there's beautiful women around. If we want to date them, we got to be making some money. So it's very practical. And as you see in my class, I'm on you. I'm like, hey, are you doing your homework? Do you submit it? Are you doing group work? Are you getting things done? I'm watching, and I want to see some progress with this. And if you guys know how much I charge a pathetically low amount. So the class 5, I said you had to be a part of the conclave, and then you had to pay $60 for the Azure DevOps lab, which is pathetic. I mean, an amazingly low price that I charged, right? It's basically free. Classes 1 through 4 were entirely 100% free. And it's about your life being changed, and I'm helping you. That's it. I'm just helping you get to the next stage, the next point. That's it. So I'm guiding you. And I'm just like, if you put in the work, I'll help you get to where you need to be. You just got to trust yourself. You got to trust me. You got to trust your brothers. And if you do that, all of us will get there together. And I'm already there. So I'm kind of like putting the light. And I'm like, follow me. Come on. Don't worry. There's not as the monsters aren't there. Chewbacca got them. It's fine. most of the worst monsters are these uneducated detractors and Keishas. Those are the ones we have to worry about. Everyone else, no, man. They're rooting for you. They want you to be successful. So do I. And then lastly, before I end, you guys have to ping me again because I got messages for you. I'm going to make sure you guys know what's going on. I'm starting a GCP class. So we're in class number 5, and we're going to GCP on the first week of March. So if you haven't been participating in the class, you can come back into it. This is the place to come in. And when I'm teaching the class now, instead of me just doing like the GUI operations, we're doing everything in Terraform. We're doing everything with GitOps. We're actually using Git. We're actually using ADO. We're actually using pipelines. So I'm teaching it in a very different manner. And that's because I'm teaching it much more real world and DevOps-y, and I'm getting you ready for that day one, that interview, that day one. You get your computer, you turn it on so that you can be productive and you can actually lead a DevOps program, even if you don't have experience. I'm like, hey, look, I'll give you the experience. Just do the labs in the class, work with your brothers, and we'll get you there. So it's a very different experience. Yeah, if you get like your SAA, which is Solutions Architect Associate, sure, you pass it, but you probably did all the work in Terraform. You did the work with Python. You did the work not just with the GUI, but in a what automative? It was automated using automation. You did it all properly at a high level. This isn't no CompTIA stuff. This isn't boot camp stuff. I'm getting you ready to work next to me if you were like in Citibank or Bank of America or Mizuho Securities or Tokyo Mitsubishi in Tokyo. And I need you to be next to me, you know, backing me up in the work that I'm doing because I'm making huge money and I need you to make huge money. And we need to be together. We're in the same boat. That's how I teach you. And if you guys have been in my class, you guys know that I don't play around. I do get you to a certain level. So again, thank you for your words. Again, guys who are listening, GCP starts the first week of March. Pop on in. Come on in. If you're not a part of the class, reach out to me and we'll get you in there.
Are you a true fan of daring, thrilling, and captivating content? Get ready to take your entertainment to the next level with MachismoTV, the home of groundbreaking shows and exclusive behind-the-scenes access. Join our Patreon page.